Right, everyone, it's 10 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here in person over the live stream. I hope it's working. And I'm also recording it on my YouTube. My name is Eve Zeller, and I'm presenting you the raw vegan lifestyle. So I have a PhD in bioorganic chemistry, and I used to work in the TrueNorth Health Foundation research as well. But I think preparing food is just the most important, more important than research and all this knowledge that we have. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to be satisfied, right? And you need to be happy. You can't diet all your life. You shouldn't. I don't. I eat a lot of food. I enjoy my food. And this is why I'm almost 9 years 100% raw vegan. And it's working really well with me without struggling. And I eat a lot of foods, really a lot of foods. This doesn't look like a lot, but I mean, it does taste really good. I promise. So today we are going to make a cucumber noodle salad and some almond feta cheese, and then a watermelon salad. And I've heard that Kathy Fisher did a watermelon salad 2 days ago. Anyone knows what she put in there?
Arugula.
Mint. Oh, I have mint too. Cucumber probably. And
I think
Lime.
yes.
Okay, I'll probably make it just as her, almost similar. But it will probably, it might taste a little bit different. Also, I'm having, because someone told me about their favorite watermelon salad, and it was watermelon, cucumber, mint, and feta cheese. I was like, well, the feta cheese, I don't know about that. But I can make an alternative, which has like more calories. Probably all my raw vegan friends will just freak out because I mix anything with watermelon. I don't know if you know a lot about raw veganism, but there's also a lot of rules sometimes and food combining, but I don't do any food combining, so I eat however I like. If you don't like to mix watermelon with feta cheese or vegan feta cheese, then don't do it. Right? It's easy. I like to do it. I feel really great with it. And so I still do it. So let's start with the cucumber salad. I also see a lot of viral videos where they make cucumber salad with cream cheese and garlic and all this, and it looks really delicious. So we can have similar things, just a little bit more lighter and more healthier.
Do you have like a sheet of the recipe or?
No, but I will post all the lectures on my YouTube with the ingredient list.
Okay.
So I also have this sign-up sheet here. You probably won't get an email from me for a while because I have to set up my newsletter again. But you can leave me your email for the future.
Okay.
At some point, I'll send you an email.
When you say food combining, do you mean there are rules as to what goes with what?
Yeah. But forget about them. Make your own rules. You make your own rules. I don't have any. I mean, rules are there to be broken, right? Okay, so the cucumber salad. We need a bowl. We always need big bowls. And we need nice cucumbers. And, well, the most difficult thing here with preparing food is to get the high quality foods. If you get high quality foods from the farmer's market, where the tomatoes are so great, it already tastes good by themselves, then you can't go wrong, really, right? I mean, we can already eat it as it is, and it tastes good if it's really good food. Okay, we have our cucumber, and I'm using a potato peeler, and just peel the cucumber. In my bowl like this, and I just keep peeling. And I'm using the peel right now. It's an organic cucumber, and it also doesn't have the wax. Sometimes the vegetables have a wax on them, and I would peel them then Even organic vegetables have that sometimes, but this doesn't seem like it. You'll feel it. It's kind of oily and waxy. It has. And also, it's an English cucumber, so the peel is a little bit more softer, not that hard and bitter. It's really up to you if you want to peel your cucumber, if you like the peel or not. But it's not toxic, so that's for sure. You might have different methods to peel this here. But this way we create like noodles kind of shape. It's really nice to eat. And cucumbers are so healthy for you. And so a lot of people think they only have water, but they have a lot of other really important minerals, and the water is actually really great. The water is really hydrating from the cucumber because it comes with all the electrolytes. So even if it does have only water, it's definitely good water that you can get anywhere else. So it's really beneficial to eat as much cucumber as possible. There's really no limit in this kind of food. How many people are eating? Oh, okay. Quite a lot of people. Are you up for another watermelon salad? Sure. Okay. Okay, this other part here, I can just cut it and then put it in there too. Since so many people are eating, I might as well just use another cucumber. And I didn't prepare anything or prep anything. I just want to show you the whole foods here. Just to show you how easy it is also to, or how fast it is to prep these things. There's a lot of vegetables you can get in the store prepped already. Like zucchini noodles and all this. But of course it's better to cut it yourself, make it fresh always. Yeah. Any questions while I cut this?
Your YouTube channel name?
It's at Easy Raw Vegan. I can write it down for you too. And then a lot of people also don't know that you can eat a cucumber just like a banana. I mean, it's so obvious, but people don't do it. So if you're on the go, you don't really have to prep this and put it in a Tupperware. You can just put it in your bag and then eat it like a banana. It's possible. Right? It's brilliant. But I bet you never do that.
No.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I do it quite frequently.
Oh, you do it? Okay, good. Yeah, if you have a garden, you probably do that. If you want to eat the first cucumber. It's like we got so complicated with our Any question?
What made you go raw versus just some cooked food? What made you go fully raw?
Well, it was, of course, health reasons, you know, and yeah, for health reasons. I had a lot of migraines and I was just not doing so well. And then pharmaceuticals, I couldn't tolerate pharmaceuticals anymore, so there needed to be something else for me, and it was very, very gradual. And then I also practiced water fasting, and yeah, after a while, so I have the noodles here, the cucumber noodles, and I will add some parsley. Yeah, so it was very gradual, and I practiced water fasting. And then after the water fast, you do have to refeed properly. You know, you start with juices and then with raw. And I just stayed raw, and I felt so much better. Didn't have any problems anymore, like I used to have. Allergies, swollen legs in the summer, and all this. I just feel great with raw. So no migraines.
Eve, how long was your water fast?
Oh, back then it was just maximum 3 days, just by myself.
Oh, you didn't come here and do a...
No, that was back then. I did it by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. One day I thought I'm gonna die, but
Is that curly leaf parsley or flat leaf parsley?
this is flat. But it doesn't really matter. You can use any parsley, I think.
How long have you been doing it this way?
9 years, yeah, almost 9 years.
And the raw helps your migraines?
Yeah, I don't have any problems anymore. And it keeps me younger, I think. Maybe you think I look old, but I think I look good.
Yes. How old are you?
I'm 44.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Yeah, and I also feel good, so I don't know. It just feels good to me.
And so raw, does that mean beans you don't take from a can, you soak them
No.
yourself?
Oh, beans? I don't eat beans. I eat lentils, sprouted. Yeah, I don't cook anything. So raw means I don't cook anything.
Raw lentils.
Yeah, sprouted lentils. You have them
Oh,
here too.
sprouted.
You have them here too sometimes, the sprouted
Yeah.
lentils.
Did you sell your stove?
Hmm?
Did you sell your stove?
But,
Did you sell your stove?
like, did you sell your stove? Did you sell my stove? Oh, sorry.
Joke. It's
Um,
a joke.
Well, my apartment has just a tiny stove without an oven, and I already said like, oh, that's perfect for me. I'm not gonna use it anyway. It had a microwave, and so you can take the microwave out too. Yeah, I have a dehydrator though. So I prepare a lot of different kinds of foods, and dehydrating food is kind of like cooking. Just you don't heat it up. You remove the water, but you don't have to heat the food to remove the water. It takes longer, but yeah, and then you can create raw vegan burger patties, vegetable burger patties, or crackers, bread, even.
So
yeah.
you eat bread and stuff too?
Sometimes. It's not really what I rely on. I don't really need the dehydrator, to be honest. I just use it to just cook one sometimes, but I don't really need it. Like, I focus really on the fresh foods, so this is mostly what I eat every day.
Eve, when you travel, how do you mitigate all of this?
When I travel,
Yeah.
I'll get this at the grocery store, like we have here,
Yeah.
and I eat it as it is.
So at the hotel, you just start eating.
Yeah, I eat it as it is. And then I also have, maybe I brought nuts and seeds. I can also soak them in water if I want on the way. Or I just eat it as they are, dry. So, yeah, for my body, it really doesn't really matter if we prepare this into a dish that looks and feels good to us, or like the texture. or we just eat it as it is. You know, it sounds boring, okay, but every time I go travel, the food feels so good to eat as it is.
Do you ever enter a restaurant and just ask for a raw salad, no dressing, no oil, no nothing, or not really?
Me personally, no, I don't, because, well, if you want the setting, of course you can do that.
No, but if you're traveling and you don't have a lot of room in the hotel to bring a ton of produce, and
You always have room.
you do, even to wash it in the sink, then you have to use the bathroom sink
Yeah.
to wash.
Yeah, you can wash it. Or you can even have a jug of water and I wash it outside even.
Oh.
And if I don't even have a hotel, I'd rather have a hotel, I just sleep in my car or in a tent.
How fun! You really make do. That's
I know.
amazing.
I'm planning to go camping actually this weekend, the Black Rock Desert, and just take my one cooler for my jackfruit.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool for a day, and then the jackfruit it stays a little bit longer too without cooling. And then I have cucumbers, you don't need cooling for that. For tomatoes, you don't need cooling. You don't need cooling for this. And then I also prep at home, I prep kale chips for my salad, for my greens. And I put it in the Ziploc, and I take that, and maybe I take a watermelon, and that's it.
Oh, that is so nice. You simplified things.
Yeah, it's very simple.
That's
And
so nice.
it's really nice, yeah. If you want to go to a restaurant, of course you can order a salad, but it will not sustain you. So don't expect the restaurant to feed you really,
You're
so you
right.
don't have any that you're not hungry anymore. So for really feeding yourself, you have to get foods from the grocery store or farmer's market, because the restaurant, you'll stay very hungry.
That's super helpful. That's
Yeah.
so helpful, yeah.
Okay, we have spinach here too. I can add some spinach in my salad as well. Greens are always good. And then sometimes when I'm on the road or on the way, I get spinach or any kind of greens. You know, they already have them washed. You know, there's these boxes, triple wash. You don't have to wash them. And I'll just eat it as it is, like chips, pretty much. And I even eat it while I'm driving, so I don't even have to stop. It shows that it's so simple. And it sounds really not that appealing, okay? It's not something fried, like, like a dish, a warm dish. But once you do that, you will actually realize, wow, why did I never do that before? It actually tastes really good and makes me feel good. And then you can also get avocados, and you peel the avocados like an egg, and then just eat it. And that's why I said you can eat this cucumber as it is, because a lot of things are so easy, but we forgot the easy things in our life. Everything needs to be super complicated. But then you spend all your day worrying about food and where to get it and what to eat. This is too much. Your mind is too occupied then, and then you don't have time for your adventure actually when you go travel. So food is not really a big deal when I travel. Okay, we have some greens in here and a lot of cucumber. Oh yeah, the tomatoes. So I have really nice tomatoes. They will also fit well in here.
Eve, was your transition to vegan at all tough initially when you were trying to get over the addiction to the really, tempting food? Was there ever?
The water fasting definitely helps.
Yeah.
If you water fast it here, it's so easy to stay raw.
So you never had any
This is
temptation?
too dull. This knife is so dull. I did have temptations, kind of. So I stayed for a while raw, probably a few weeks.
What
God,
was
I
your
can't-
temptation?
Poke it with the top and then you can,
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
That's right, thank you. Or I just turn it around maybe too. was gonna say?
Yeah, what was your temptation?
Oh yeah, so I stayed a few weeks raw, and then potatoes. You know, cooked boiled potatoes. I thought, well, can't go wrong with just boiled potatoes. You know, not fried, nothing. And I love potatoes always. And then I ate the potato and I felt so heavy. It was so heavy. And it didn't really digest in my stomach. It just stayed there. And it didn't make me feel good. It made me super tired too. Like now I eat something and I'm not feeling really tired when I eat something. So, and then I thought it's not worth it. And it didn't taste good to me either anymore. Your taste buds change. It's like people think that they have a specific taste, they were born with it. They're probably not born with it, like at first, in the first place. And then second, you can change your taste. Especially when you water fast and you come off the fast and you eat for a while different foods, you just get used to the new food. And then it's easy. So I don't like potatoes anymore. It's just it's like mushy and dead. It tastes like dead food to me, and I don't really like it anymore. Yeah, although I always loved potatoes, I could eat a lot of potatoes and French fries, things like that. You know, it's what I really love. But now when I have cravings for a potato or something, or heavy, I just eat avocado. Avocado with seaweed, maybe.
Oh, so you do get tempting still, like for a potato?
Not really. I mean, I remember that I really liked it.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just my body craving something heavier, like avocado.
Oh, I see.
Or yeah, something heavier. Actually, what was it? Last week or the week before, I bought so much jackfruit, and then I got so much other tropical fruit from a friend, and I thought, well, it doesn't matter how much I have, I just eat only fruits. And I have a really active, I have a high activity level, so I go to the gym every day, and I didn't really feel good after a while. I mean, at first I felt really great just eating fruits, but I wasn't really doing that great just with fruits. So I really felt, oh my god, I need the vegetables and seeds as well, you know, if you work out. So I wouldn't really be strict with your body. There's, with the food combining as well, there's a lot of beliefs that you're supposed to only eat fruit, and also plants have feelings and something like that. So if you only eat fruits and no seeds, then you don't kill anything. But I don't really think it's bad to eat plants. Yeah, it's not really bad. And we don't live in a perfect world, and even if you get a lot of exotic fruits here, doesn't mean that those are perfectly ripened on the tree and just everything perfect, and you have thousands of other varieties of fruits. Maybe it's possible to just only eat fruits, but it's not possible for me here in this climate or with the foods that I have. So I make sure that I eat a variety of different kinds of plant foods. Really a variety of vegetables, nuts and seeds, and all this.
So in the winter when it's nice and cold, you don't crave that warm seed or that comfort?
Not anymore, no. Let's make the almond cheese. So I have, I used to, sometimes you're really cold, but you can make a pumpkin soup in the blender, and you can warm it up just a little bit, just to body temperature, and then you can add cayenne peppers or basil, something warming. The truth is, the hot food doesn't really help you with the cold, so it's not that, like for me, it wasn't optimal for my body, so it was actually making me weaker in the cold. I continued eating raw foods, and I have ski pants that I was wearing at home, so. So just wear warm clothes in the winter. That helps. And the hot water bottle. You don't need hot food. So I have almonds here, and yesterday I soaked about a cup of almonds in water just to activate them, to make them softer, to wash away the phytic acid or anything that's on the almonds. When you soak them, you also see the water turns brownish, and you don't want to use that water. You just want to wash that away, because the nuts and seeds, they have their natural preservatives around, so, and their enzyme inhibitors that can disrupt your digestion. So sometimes if you're allergic to nuts and seeds, it could also help if you soak them in water and make them just more tolerable. They're not dehydrated, no. They're you could dehydrate them and then store them or take them for your trip as a snack if you're really sensitive. Otherwise, I do also sometimes eat them without soaking. But yeah, if I prepare something like an almond cheese or a dressing, I always like to soak them.
How long do you soak?
Overnight, just overnight. And then wash and rinse. Yeah, so the almonds here. And then we need lemon juice. Because, yeah, the fresh cheeses, like cheese is always a little bit acidic and creamy. And the nuts and seeds, they bring the creaminess, but they don't bring anything acidic. So I like to add lemon juice. I have to peel this here because the peel is really tough, and when I use my citrus peeler, sometimes juice from the peel comes in there, and it's sometimes bitter. So. Take a 1.5 maybe. I do drink water, yeah. It really depends. Yeah, it depends on my activity level. But that's a good point too, because there's a few raw vegans that say that, oh, that food has so much water, I don't need to drink water anymore. But I'm not that person, so I do drink water. I don't think that anything's wrong with water. I like water. I don't like to eat all the time. I like to work out maybe in the morning without eating, and then I have to drink water. I drink a lot of water then. So I might start with 1 quart of water in the morning without even eating anything, and then I eat my food, and then later I might drink another quart. It really depends. If you sweat a lot, if it's hot or if it's not that hot.
Do you do distilled?
Yeah, I use the distilled water or filtered water. Yeah, make sure it's clean. Probably the best water would be spring water. Yes. That would probably be the best water. But I don't have that necessarily. I just make sure it's clean water. It's probably the most important.
And the spring, is it because of the minerals?
Yeah, spring water from the minerals, and also the natural, whatever it is. They also say that natural water even has B12. So if you get it from natural spring somewhere, that would probably be the most optimal.
So you have about 2 meals a day then, right?
I have my big fruit meal, lots of fruit, and then I have a salad, and then after maybe have more fruits, or a dessert with nuts and seeds maybe. Oh, I have to add some more water. So I have the almonds. I use 1.5, but it really depends what lemon you use. And maybe half a cup of water. I'll start with that. Was it already 1 cup? And it's always good to start with little water and then add as much water as you want. Maybe a little bit more, so you get it really smooth. Yeah, I don't want this too liquid, but also not liquid enough so I can make it smooth. There's also a different way to make almond cheese, to make it more thick, to add Irish moss. Have you heard of Irish moss?
Yes.
So it's a seaweed. And I use the white skin colored. Irish moss. There's like a darker one, and I don't really like that one too much for that purpose for sure. By the way, you can find my YouTube on Easy Raw Vegan. So yeah, I like and then there's also powders you can buy, but I always get the whole Irish moss, and then you soak it in water, you rinse it well, and you make a gel first with water, and then you add the almonds and lemon juice, and you mix it all together.
Is there a taste to it?
So it does not, it has more like a salty taste, but it doesn't really taste like seaweed. So it's,
Not that fishy taste.
no, it doesn't, fishy, not at all. Well, once you open the package, it smells really bad. Like, I don't know what. But then you soak it in water, you rinse it, you wash it, and then it's pretty much tasteless. But it has a really nice taste. It just tastes like a lot of minerals and salt a little bit. But not too, it's not salty, but it tastes rich, you know. It has definitely all the minerals.
Do you have an Instagram account?
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's the same name. Okay, so, oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you about the almonds. If you want a really, really white almond cheese, then you can also peel the almonds after you soak them. I forgot to mention that. And then it will be more white. This is more a little bit brownish, but I just don't want to use the thyme. But if you have a lot of thyme and you want it really, really white, you can also peel the almonds. It takes a while. It's easy after you soak them in water. But this has very few ingredients. It's only the almonds, water, and lemon juice. If you would add the sea moss, it will be more firm. And less fat, of course. You reduce also the fat content.
And it's really the sea moss gel that you're talking about adding.
You would make your own gel. Like I would suggest, yeah. Yeah, you will make the gel in the blender with water and sea moss. And then you blend everything together. But I would start mixing the sea moss and the water first, because that takes a while to get smooth. But yeah, the kitchen don't really have sea moss here. There's a lot of things you can do with sea moss too. You can make cakes and for a thickener. Instead of the agar, you know, that you use for cooking, you just use the sea moss raw. Okay, so
Does that keep in the refrigerator very long?
for 3 days, for sure. Yeah, this will keep. And so we have the almond kind of cheese. It really tastes good if you add some basil to it as well, but I just want to keep it plain right now because we use it for the cucumber salad and the watermelon salad. I might use I could just mix it in here already, but maybe I'll leave it for you to do that on your plate. Then you have the option to be without seeds. You can also this could be also a salad, you know, just with lemon juice. You don't necessarily have to add the creamy stuff to it, but it surely will taste good. And we do have the bell pepper as well, and cilantro. Yeah, but let's start with the watermelon salad. I have this watermelon here, and how I pick a watermelon. Yeah, I actually look for the yellow spot. That's pretty much what I look for. Or they're dark green and have this yellow spot. And then they're also not soft. If you get a watermelon that's a little bit soft, no, don't buy it. A watermelon should be firm and nice, you know, it needs to vibrate a little bit. So if it's soft, it's spoiled probably.
I have a question about that salad dressing dip that you made off to the side. What is the difference with that and the one you made that time that you said was like a dip to put on jicama, and if you had like a party and you wanted to bring a dip? Is it the same ingredient or is it different?
Oh, I don't really remember, but I definitely made this before.
Yeah, we made it like a dip with jicama.
I might, yeah. Almond cheese, yeah, I probably made this before.
Yeah, it was almond cheese, that's what it was. She said it was similar to like a sour cream when people go to parties and they bring a sour cream dip. Is it
Yeah, if you add basil, it will taste even better.
Yeah.
Now you probably taste the almonds more, but if you add basil, then it's almost really great. Like
It's almost the same
it's
recipe.
great.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a watermelon without seeds. I also prefer the ones with seeds. They usually are sweeter, but that's okay. I'm okay with that too. And then yeah, you might have different methods to cut your watermelon. Just cut it like that. And then I take this. And then also, if you have an organic watermelon and you have a juicer, I also juice the rinds. It's just like cucumber juice with a little bit of sweetness. And then I'll try to make like nice cubes.
Trying to picture your kitchen. Do you use your freezer?
I don't really. The freezer, usually what's in my freezer, it's mostly the things that I dried, and I keep them in the freezer to keep them even nicer. If I have room, like dried tomatoes from last year, I just store them in the freezer. And what else is there? Yeah, maybe if I make dried burger patties, I put this in the freezer.
And then of course your banana ice cream.
Yes, maybe, but I'm not really a fan of frozen foods too much, so. Banana ice cream is definitely delicious, and I should make it maybe next time here. But I'm not a fan of frozen foods too much. It does digest a little bit slower, I find. And I do use a lot of bananas, but I make smoothies with the bananas.
So in essence, you could do without a freezer if you needed to.
Probably, yeah. My freezer is very small, so, but it's nice to have, of course. And oh yeah, I have my nuts and seeds in the freezer. Yeah, I keep the nuts and seeds in the freezer.
Just to make them last longer?
Yeah. Because the nuts and seeds, they have so much fat, they don't really freeze. They just keep cold there. Like, I don't really like to freeze anything that has a lot of water, because the water, of course, expands when you freeze it, and then it destroys the cell walls of the food, and it makes it different. It makes the food a little bit different, especially when you thaw it, and then they also say that freeze drying is so good and it preserves everything as it is, but honestly, that freeze dry. Are you okay? Someone hit her on the back.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the freeze-drying product, the freeze-dried product is looks so artificial to me, and it tastes also artificial. But it really doesn't taste that good to me. So I don't eat that. Although technically it would be so raw, but for me, raw doesn't mean only to not heat the food to a certain temperature. And sometimes the food, I mean, if it's sun-dried, it can even get hotter than 115 Fahrenheit. But I would still eat it because it's a natural product. So if it's sun-dried, but something that's vacuum frozen, like with vacuum, and it's never going to happen really in nature. So I don't think it's natural. It doesn't taste good to me. So I have the watermelon here in cubes, and then mint. She probably also put mint in it, right?
When you travel to other countries, do you find your produce tastier or fresher, or not really?
Well, I traveled to Germany in the winter as well, so you expect there nothing actually to eat for me. But I was surprised they had in the winter really good melons. So it really depends. It's different. It's definitely different. But every country I think has at least one kind of high quality food. And then I ate a lot of melons in the winter, which is weird. Usually I don't eat that here. But they just had really good melons, and they had lychee, really cheap. So I ate a lot of lychees. In the winter I also ate, the oranges weren't that great. So I ate bananas. I can eat for a while, I can eat really simple.
Yeah.
So even here in California, there's a time where there's only bananas and oranges. And I'm okay with that for a while. You know, for a while everything's okay, but. So yeah, the food probably is best here in America. So you get a lot of foods, a lot of variety, but doesn't mean that in other countries. And then in Germany, well, that was in the summer they have a lot of strawberries, so I was eating a lot of strawberries and berries. And bananas. Bananas are always good. Bananas are always a good idea. Because bananas really replace your potatoes. because the potatoes are fairly reasonably priced for the amount of calories that you get. So it's a high carb. And if you're raw, you have to replace that somehow. So otherwise you'll stay hungry. So bananas, if they're ripe, they have the good amount of calories. And they're fairly cheap, you know, they're not that expensive.
Do you do eyeball your calorie intake per day?
Right now I do. Before I was also tracking it with chronometer. Have you heard of chronometer?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Yeah, it's an app that you can use, it's called Chronometer. And I definitely would recommend that. Or any other tracking app for your diet. We can add
Eve, is
cucumber
that
too.
parsley that you just put?
I put mint in there.
Oh, mint.
Yeah, mint. Actually, I wanted to add some thyme in the cucumber salad as well. And cilantro. Anyone does not like cilantro? You don't like it? Are you eating?
It's okay, I don't like tomato either, so go for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. We have to change that, you know that.
I'm working on it. Go ahead and add cilantro, it's fine.
Okay. Maybe today is the day.
Conversion?
Yeah, as I said, the tastes changed and you have to be open for it because you gotta change. Yeah, sometimes, like herbs really are great. If you don't use any salt, you might as well at least have herbs, you know. Some flavor there. And then lemon juice, of course, always helps. And what I also believe is with this diet, if you just eat only fruits and plain lettuce, like iceberg lettuce all the time, it does not have we only focus on the macronutrients like protein, carbohydrates, and fat, but we also need the other compounds in the plants. And they're like the flavonoids or whatever it is in the plants, you know, they have like thousands of different kinds of chemicals and compounds that are medicinal and do all kinds of stuff. So, and they're very more abundant in the herbs, like the flavorful dark greens and cilantro, parsley. Iron is really abundant in parsley, for example. So I would definitely recommend eating a lot of herbs. Always include that. And I mean, it sounds like not that important because it's just a little herb and it's just flavor, but it's not only flavor. It gives you a lot of something. I mean, I really felt it last week when I only ate like super plain and I was working out a lot. So if you don't work out a lot, you might don't feel it. You might feel okay. But if you work out a lot, you just really need the plant power. Oh, I also have the scallion. I was going to put scallion. I'm still working on this. Yeah, scallion and cucumbers are really great. This knife. I mean, at some point, this knife needs sharpening. I'm saying I don't know how long I say this knife is dull, since years probably already. So I think this is the time now to sharpen it. Next time I'll bring a sharpener. I don't think they use this knife. Do they have a sharpener? Maybe.
Maybe not anymore. They use different knives.
Yeah, they use these serrated knives.
Yeah.
Okay, so more flavor.
Kathy Fisher has a sharpener on.
Oh, okay, yeah, she's smart. But she does not use this knife.
She brings her own.
Okay, we can also add cucumber to the salad, but I will peel the cucumber for this. So we have it more.
Has becoming a raw vegan impacted your social contacts a lot? Friendships?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like vegan probably affects it more than raw vegan. Because there's some people that are offended just by you being vegan. And of course, as a vegan, you talk about it. It's like, oh, instead of that, you could eat this, and I don't know. I mean, vegans are just talk about it, right? I mean, of course you talk about it because it's kind of important to you. Whatever is important to you, you talk about it, and it's just part of you.
What are they offended about?
Because they feel bad about themselves, maybe.
You're caught in a pleasure trap and they don't want anybody to disturb it.
Yeah, so it is disturbing because, especially if they have problems, they have diabetes or they have whatever they have. And, like here, it's like, well, you can just skip this and just eat that, instead. But they just don't want it. But there's other people that totally tolerate it, and I tolerated them. I tolerate all people. So for me, it doesn't really make a difference. But sometimes they just don't feel good in my presence, I guess. I don't know if you've ever experienced that same. But I don't think it's different with being raw vegan. Because I go to restaurants, I just bring my food. I do whatever.
The restaurant doesn't in any way look at that weirdly when you bring food. At restaurants how they kind of frown upon.
No, I just ask them, hey, I have a very special diet. Is it okay if I eat my food and my friends order whatever? And then, well, that's okay.
Oh, that's good.
And then everyone looks at my food and goes, oh wow, what's that? That's interesting.
What is that you just cut out? What is that?
Oh, it's mint. I just found more mint. Yeah, I thought maybe I just put as much mint as possible. So what really would fit in here too is lime juice. I have another lemon.
It's
I have.
wonderful.
Oh, here. I put another lemon in here. Maybe just half of it. Lime juice probably will be really good. And what also fits is watermelon and maracuya. It's really good together. Or passion fruit. Passion fruit, maracuya or something. But I don't have that. Yeah, lime juice probably would be better here. Just a little bit of lemon. And I also have these physalis or golden berries. Physalis golden berries. They probably would fit in here too. Maybe I can. It's not gonna happen with this diet.
Do you ever drink hot teas or hot water?
Yeah, hot water is fine. Hot tea probably is also fine. I don't really need that too much. But with the raw, it's really about what you change in chemistry. So if you make a tea, there's not much chemistry change. You drink an extract of plant compounds, and they don't really degrade much in just hot water. But if you have a food and you cook it for a long time, and then all the different kinds of, like, there's starches and protein, this all changes chemistry when you cook it. So I think this is how I see it.
What does it do from a chemistry standpoint?
Well, if you cook a food and you change, so the vitamins, for example, they all kind of get, I mean, some are heat unstable, so you lose them, or you create other compounds, and then if you cook a potato, you create other chemicals like acrylamide as an example. You know, there's one example of a chemical that you create in the foods, and it's even carcinogenic.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other things that can happen. That's a sugar with a protein that creates the acrylamide. But if you have a tea and it's just hot water and you extract it,
Yeah.
there's not much sugar in that. There's no sugar, there's no protein, there's like,
So how do they prevent here when they're looking to form acrylamides, which are carcinogenic? How
this is
would-
a question you shouldn't ask.
Well, but do they cook up to a certain degree so that they don't form those, or they just don't?
Well, don't eat any baked potatoes.
Don't eat any baked, because that you have to really heat
I know
them.
you had it a few days ago, and
Yeah.
you had a lot of baked
Especially
potatoes.
when they brown them at the top, right? Because browning at the top
Exactly,
causes
yes,
acrylamides.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to be that strict with you, I guess,
Yeah.
sometimes. I don't know. But you make your own choices, you know, you have options to eat here, you know. You don't have to take the potatoes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't recommend it either. Because if you boil the potatoes or if you boil it, it still has acrylamide actually a little bit. So, but just less. You know, the more you eat it, the higher the temperatures, the more acrylamide and things you have.
Yeah, I think there's a temperature that you can't exceed a certain amount before you produce those.
Yeah, but that's for acrylamide. What other things happen in the food? I don't know. I do not drink a lot of tea, but I think tea is pretty much the most innocent cooked food that you can have. But yeah, I don't really need it. And sometimes I make teas with a blender. I put the dried herb in the blender and mix it with water, a little bit, and then I strain it with a strainer. So that's my cold tea then. That's how I do it. But it's up to you. You can just try all these things and see how you feel. Especially if you come out of a fast, your body's so sensitive to all these different kinds of foods and chemicals. So you should just listen to it, you know.
Do you think what helped you is because you're a scientist, so you really get it?
Yeah, I got a lot of other things too because of that, I guess. Maybe. Like I don't like any synthetic chemicals, for sure not. I mean, I studied chemistry, but all the pharmaceuticals, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. I trust nature more than man-made stuff now.
So a weird question, but like deodorants, you know how they have chemicals in them? Do you stay away from deodorants? or-
Yeah, I stay away from all synthetic chemicals. I do make my own deodorant with baking soda, essential oils, and coconut oil.
Oh, wow.
I just mix it in and then this is what I use.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, then, I don't use any creams. I use sometimes oil, like coconut oil or castor oil I use.
What about makeup? Because you do use a little bit of makeup, don't you?
That's charcoal. Like I use just 100% charcoal for the eyes, and then a little face powder I have. I just use clay. I even get my own like bentonite clay. Even just get it in bulk. Or there's different kinds of clays. They're all different colors, and or magnesium oxide. Yeah, there's different kinds of stuff you can get. Make your own. Yeah, I make everything my own, really. I don't have any. Yeah, shampoos. I use clay for washing my hair. Apple cider rinse for the hair. Yeah, I don't know. I use a lot of essential oils. I don't know. I'm really sensitive. There's definitely good natural cosmetics out there that you can use if you still like some more fancy stuff. I'm not that fancy, maybe. So I'm okay with whatever I use. I don't color my hair anymore, so it's too much work either. So there's henna. You can use henna for hair colors. They come in all kinds of
Did you
colors.
used to use henna?
Yeah, I used to use henna or
So when you were super, super blonde, that was
no,
henna?
that was hydrogen peroxide, just hydrogen peroxide.
That was it?
Yeah,
Wow.
but it wasn't good for the hair, so
Oh,
I
okay.
stopped doing that. But that's what you can use if you bleach your hair anyway. You can just use a solution of hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do, but you don't have to. But I would definitely suggest going into more natural products with the cosmetics as well. So we kind of done. I'll try it for you. So we have this cucumber salad. How I thought about this cucumber salad was more to mix it with this almond cheese here. Especially if you have it, if you make this, the cucumbers they give a lot of what was I gonna say, the water, you know, a lot of water comes out of the cucumber, so it actually fits well with the thicker almond cheese here. You just mix it in, and then you get this creamy cucumber salad. There you can see it. Like this. This is what I thought. It's kind of like a, and then you can add garlic or whatever spices you like as well. Add more lemon juice if it's not salty enough. You know, that would be the cucumber salad. I just leave it here for some people. Maybe if you come out of a fast, you don't eat any nuts and seeds. So, but you can just mix it in like this. It's so delicious. That tastes really good. That definitely replaces the cream cheese.
You
The dairy
taste the
cream cheese.
thyme that you put in there, you taste the thyme? You
Not much. No, it tastes great. I don't even taste the cilantro much. Or the tomatoes. No, everything needs to be in here. It tastes really good. Then for the watermelon salad, I was thinking you can add I wouldn't mix it like I did with the cucumber salad. I would just add like little blobs. And if you add the Irish moss, it will be more firm. But this is how I would do it with the watermelon salad. So I have watermelon salad with raw vegan, no feta cheese. Yeah, it tastes very fresh, very minty. I put a lot of mint in there. Kind of like a dessert. You could also, if you don't want a super sweet dessert, something that digests the sugar a little bit slower. Like definitely that will digest the sugar slower. And the cucumbers also buffer it a little bit more.
Question, do you use tofu?
No, I don't. Tofu is a cooked product. Even tempeh is also cooked soybeans and then fermented. But some raw vegans, sometimes they use tempeh because it is kind of a live product again. So you cook it, but then you make it alive with fermenting it. I don't use it really. I might try it, I would try it, but I never have it.
What about other fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi?
Yeah, I like sauerkraut. Yeah, I make sauerkraut. I make my own sauerkraut, or sometimes I buy it. But I make sure it's raw. And it has salt, so if you buy it, but that's okay. I'm not.
Easy to make. It's super easy to just
Yeah.
make it in.
Yeah, you can make it even salt free too. But I'm not super against salt. too much in my diet. But this doesn't need salt. I mean, if you taste this, I don't think it'll need salt at all. Really. But I never eat salt. Sometimes I do in the sauerkraut, but it's not much. Yeah, so thank you so much. And if you are eating and you want to try this, you can get a plate and then help yourself, or it can help you. And thank you so much for being here. If you have any more questions, let me know. And this tastes really good. If you don't like it, it's okay.
I have a question. Was this the actor you're talking about? The tracker?
Calorie counter, wait. Yeah, it's chronometer. Yeah, that's how it looks.
For Apple. You don't sound completely certain. Should I look for
Does it have
Because I look at the meters.
I don't know. I don't remember, but I got it. Yeah, that's how Yeah, the almond cheese is very, very plain. Tastes good with the cucumber salad like this mixed in.
Yes, it is.
This is the almond cheese. Almond, water, and lemon juice. And I mix it in with this cucumber salad like that. And for this, I just add the little blobs. That's cucumber, herbs, tomato, lemon juice. That's pretty much it. It will be on my YouTube with the ingredient list. Yeah, I always put it in.
You put it in, yeah.
For the yellow spot, the more yellow the spot is, the better. But it needs to be firm. It needs to be so firm. And then, yeah, it's just good luck. And then I find the seeded ones are better. The seeded ones, they taste better. And they're cheaper. Because nobody wants seeds. Walmart? Walmart has something. It's not organic, but with watermelon, I don't always buy organic. You like it? I would really recommend putting the almond cheese, like mixing it in.
Oh, that's fine. It was just cooking.
This way you're just eating a lot of cucumber. Actually, it's really good. It tastes good. It smells like I can't eat it because of I can't eat the like water fast, but this I don't know. So good. I just really like my food. I don't know. I know, and then I just feel so bad when people feeling guilty when they eat, and I eat so much, my stomach is almost exploding.
And then when you're tired, then you want to eat more. Still hungry.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
With this kind of food, you eat so much, and then like before you go to bed, you're digesting already because it's really good digestible, but you're satisfied. You know what I mean?
You don't write down your recipes by no chance.
I will have this on my YouTube channel with the ingredient list. It's on in the description will be the ingredient. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think the tomatoes also really taste good.
So good. I want to take pictures now. Everybody's done. I can't eat, but I want to take pictures.
Oh, you're still on the fast,
I'm
huh?
on 17 days now. But I'm next to my sister who just served herself, and does it smell good? Like it smells amazing.
Taking a picture actually is a good idea.
Oh yeah, because then you're at home, and this reminds you of everything you've done. And how
Well, you can always watch the YouTube and then have
So
the
you
discussion.
have everything there.
It's a,
Yeah.
So this week, the week after, leaving on the 16th,
maybe say goodbye to the live stream maybe first.
Wait. I'm gonna wait. Sorry,
Okay.
thank you for reminding me. I'll talk to you like when this is done.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
How does everyone like it? Everyone likes it?
Oh, it's delicious.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone from the live stream, come on down if you want to try it. And from my YouTube, goodbye. And I'm gonna stop this here. Hopefully it worked.